Hey guys, it's Raiden, back at it again with another From the Bottom build, and this time we are building the place where all of the magic happens. Yay! It feels like an episode of Cribs. And if you heard that, that's my awesomely shaky dog that happens to shake every time I try to voice over a video. Yay! So, we still have Sky in the picture, and I've decided to give Jet and Sky their own proper bedroom, because if you did see before all of this, they kind of had two, camping cots. I was like, well, Jet has a girlfriend, he just moved her in, they're trying to both make money, so I put two cots in their bedroom. So they weren't necessarily sleeping together, and now that they're engaged, and I guess, properly together, which is really weird, I've decided to give them a bed that they can both sleep in. So, I don't know why I was really weird about it. This is, the first time I haven't had two Sims woohoo, upon first meeting each other in a very long time, probably since I was a child, but still. So, we're getting into the actual bedroom now. I had to shuffle around the living room to actually make it work out. So I didn't really want to keep adding on to the other side of the house. I wanted to put this bedroom on the opposite side of where it was to extend the living room out, because I want to do something with the living room in the future. What I want to do, I'm not exactly sure yet. So I decided to make a master bedroom with a master bathroom. And I have some other plans for the house too. I'm shuffling the garden around right now, and I was having a big problem with that because I tried to take the plants out of the planters, and if you did see, I was kind of ogling the fact that they're hovering a half a foot off the ground, which is very strange. And I think that's because I put move objects on the cheat on at that point in time, so they thought they were still in a planter and weren't necessarily making contact with the ground. So, I don't really think there's much to put into bedrooms, so this is very simplified. And the bathroom is still quite nice and very, I would say, upscale, because I want everything in this house, as I start to add on to it, to be very, what would you say, rich feeling? Like they have money because they're coming from the bottom and having an amazing house. They're not moving, I guess, and I also build better this way. So when I get to stare at a house for a while, and I'm pretty sure that I may have said this before, I'm not sure, but I'm going to say it now, that when I get the chance to stare at a very bland house for a while, I can start imagining what I want it to look like. And not all of my builds are the same, even though sometimes they tend to be when I'm just building out of my ass and being like, oh, well, these are typical things that are in a house, and that's when they start looking the same. But these builds will never look the same. I remember doing this one other time. I had started to fathom the idea of making a series, and I noticed that I was building with a lot more creativity than I was than just throwing a house down and being like, I'm going to play The Sims now. So this is where all of this is coming from. So this is why I like to do this. This is why I like to share the builds, because like I said before, builds are my favorite thing to do in The Sims. And I figured I would kind of make a life out of this. These Sims have a life, and I stopped their aging process, so when I actually play them, they're not aging up, because Jet is technically older than Sky. Jet's what would you say, an actual adult, and then Sky is a young adult. So I think that's really weird, but I don't know, he's quite older. Age is technically a number, but only on so many terms, I guess we could say. So yeah, but I wanted to make this as simple of a bedroom as possible, and there's not much that we can lend to this because the most recent DLC was just for children's rooms, and there's not much that you would put into an adult bedroom to begin with. I don't remember in my life ever seeing adult bedrooms with much things in them or clutter, typical things like that, so it's very simple, and I kind of based it off of things that I had seen in my life, but there's not much to put in it. So that's why it's so simple. That's why this is so short. And that's why I don't have very many screenshots to go at the end, because I tried to do my best in filling it up, but the space just doesn't have much to put in there. But I wanted to give Jet and Sky their own little place to actually sleep together and not have some weird camping cots that they have next to each other, and then I have to make really awkward space for them to live in that really teeny tiny bedroom. And I think they deserve it by now. So some other plans that I have going forward is that I really want to do a backyard video next, because I have some really good plans for that, and I want to get the garden straightened out so that it allows for a backyard, because right now the garden is the backyard, which is really taking up a lot of space and a lot of time. Hiring a gardener is really annoying because sometimes they don't show, sometimes they don't do their entire job, so I will have to send my Sims out there to actually do the job for the gardener, and he still charges me like $200 a day. And I don't like the fact that I also have to keep calling him all the time. I have to call him every single day. It's not a repetitive service, it's a one-time service. So I guess it would be beneficial if I had the thing where I didn't have to pay for one-time services, but I would have to keep building up Jet's lifetime goal, which currently right now is still to become a 10-star chef or whatever, 10-level chef in his career path. So we're still working towards that. And I actually got Sky a job, and she's going to be a painter now. So there will be 2 incomes coming in, so this should be a little easier to start putting out videos more often. But anyways, back to the backyard idea. I do have ideas for a backyard, and that is going to be my next video, because that is what's most fresh in my mind. And I'm sorry I'm not really talking about the bedroom much, because it is so plain. There's not much I can really say about it, other than I've used some of my favorite items in here to try and fill the void. And I'm not very creative when it comes to these certain kind of things, so... But yeah, and then I think after the backyard, I want to complete the other bathroom so that when guests come over, it's a little more user-friendly for the guests. And I think, didn't they add something in where you can lock doors now? That's probably a good idea too. So I may utilize that, because after I build everything that I want to build in this house, because I have plans for a second floor and I have plans for a basement as well. So I may utilize the space where I put that really useless nectar place down in the kitchen. I may utilize that to build off onto a basement down that way. Maybe with like a secret hidden door for like Jet's man cave or something. And I want to actually, once I get everything all built up, I know that people were requesting me to make a Let's Play where I actually play the game and go through it. So I want to do that, and I want to go through Jet and Sky's life together, which is one of the reasons why I quit aging them, because I want to make them have a life. I want to make them have children and get married and stuff like that, but I want everyone to experience that, not just me. So that's one of the things that I want to give to the people that are out there and responding to everything that I'm doing here, making these builds. Even though it's few and far between, it's still awesome to hear everybody's feedback. So I really definitely want to get into actually doing Let's Plays where I sit down and I play The Sims, and then I can give you guys that in a video. I think that would be awesome. So that is something to come. And then also, I have started a secondary Let's Play. It's kind of based off of a joke that I have with a coworker where I told him about the gender bending properties of the Create a Sim situation where you can make guys able to get pregnant. So we will actually see something released on that, and granted, it's going to be a little speed Create a Sim and a speed build, but there's going to be way more coming off of that than just that. It's not going to be this where I just fast forward it and build for you guys and then eventually we'll play. We're going to actually play through this because I think it's going to be absolutely hilarious, and some of the things that I've seen The Sims doing in me playing this through these builds has been hilarious too. So I know that's definitely going to give some laughs. And I'm not too serious when I play, so I think that will be fun too. So let me know what your feedback is about this bedroom-bathroom combination. I know it's been pretty simple. And as always, I do appreciate, let me get my words out, appreciate everyone who watches. We'll get into the screenshots, and this is Raiden signing off.